Have you ever had this problem? You watch YouTube videos in English, you understand movies, you know hundreds, maybe thousands of English words, but the moment someone asks you a simple question like, "So tell me about yourself," your mind goes completely blank. If that's you, don't worry, you're not bad at English. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why this happens and, more importantly, how you can finally start speaking. Part 1. You've been training the wrong skill. Think about it this way. If all you ever did was watch football matches, would you automatically become a great football player? Of course not. Watching helps, listening helps, but speaking is a separate skill. A lot of English learners spend years reading textbooks, watching videos, and memorizing vocabulary, but they rarely practice producing the language themselves. So when it's finally time to speak, it feels unfamiliar. Part 2, you're trying to translate everything. Here's another common mistake. You hear a question in English, then your brain goes like, okay, how would I answer this in my native language? Then how do I translate that into English? And by the time you've done all that, the conversation has already moved on. Fluent speakers don't translate word for word. They think in chunks. For example, that makes sense. To be honest, blah, blah, blah. It depends. I have no idea. You know, things like that. These expressions come out automatically because they've used them many times before. Part 3, you're afraid of making mistakes. This one is huge. Many learners think I need to speak perfectly, but perfection is the enemy of communication. When children learn their first language, they make thousands of mistakes. Nobody expects them to be perfect. The same should be true for you. Your goal isn't perfect English. Your goal is understandable English, because communication always comes before perfection. Part 4, you know words, probably a lot, but don't know how to use them. Knowing a word isn't enough. You need to know how it's pronounced, what words it commonly goes with, and in what situations people actually use it. For example, you might know the word exhausted, but can you naturally say, "I'm exhausted after work. I was completely exhausted"? You look exhausted. Learning vocabulary in context makes a huge difference. Part 5, so what should you do? If you want to improve your speaking, here's what I recommend. First, speak every single day, even if it's only for 5 minutes. Second, learn useful phrases instead of isolated words. Third, stop translating everything into your native language. And finally, give yourself permission to make mistakes, because every mistake is evidence that you're trying, and trying is exactly how people become fluent. If you've ever thought, I understand English, but I just can't speak it, I want you to know that you're not alone. This is one of the most common experiences among English learners around the world. But the good news, speaking is a skill, and skills can be trained. So don't wait until your English becomes perfect. Start speaking with the English you already have, because confidence doesn't come before practice. Confidence comes from practice. That's all. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, because I'll be sharing more practical tips to help you speak English with confidence. And I'd love to hear from you guys. What's the biggest challenge you face when speaking English? Let me know down in the comments.